Are you planning on visiting Italy in the spring and wonder what to expect? Well, today we're going to tell you all you need to know about Italy in the spring.
Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, I'm Rick.
And I'm Andrea, and today we'll tell you all you need to know about traveling to Italy in the springtime. But first, if you like travel little videos like this one, now is a great time to hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss any future videos.
Or any of our hilarious jokes, right?
Absolutely.
More to follow.
So, without any further ado, let's begin. What is the weather like in Italy in the spring? The weather in Italy in the spring is most unpredictable, especially at the end of March and in April. But then in May the sun starts to come out and the temperature rise, so you could say that it gets nicer and warmer.
Yeah, definitely, right?
Not last summer though. However, there are some big differences between the north and the south of the country. So let's start from Rome.
Oh, one of my favorite cities.
Go ahead.
All right. So in March, the temperatures in Rome can reach 17 degrees Celsius during the day. And during the night, it can go down to 6 Celsius. I mean, that's pretty chilly, right? On average, it rains about 7 days in the month of March. Now, in April, Rome starts to get milder with highs of 19 degrees Celsius and lows of 9 degrees Celsius. Also, April tends to be a little rainier than March, with 8 days in the month of rain on average. Now, fast forward to May and everything starts to open up. In fact, in Rome, it can be rather ideal with high temperatures of 24 degrees Celsius and lows of 13 degrees Celsius with only 5 days of rain on average. In fact, May is one of our favorite months to visit Rome.
Absolutely. You just need a little jacket and you're good to go. In Florence, temperatures are very similar to Rome, with the high temperature in March of 16 degrees Celsius and low temperature of 5 degrees Celsius. In April, you can expect high of 19 Celsius and low of 9. And in May, temperature in Florence will experience high of 24 Celsius and low of 12 degrees Celsius, so pretty mild.
Yeah. Now, let's look at Venice. So there, the temperatures in March, they can reach highs of 13 degrees Celsius and lows of 4 Celsius with an average of 5 days of rain in the month. So you can see that you might need some warm clothes if you visit Venice in March. Now, in April, the highs can reach about 17 Celsius and the lows are around 8 Celsius with an average precipitation of 7 days in the month. Now, in May, the temperatures now are going to climb into about 22 degrees Celsius during the day, with lows of 13 Celsius at night, with 8 days of rain on average in the month of May.
May is beautiful in Venice. If you look at Naples and Pompeii, which is close to Naples, temperatures in March are between 17 Celsius during the day and 8 Celsius at night, with an average of 6 days of rain in the month. In April, temperatures in Naples are very comfortable, with highs of 20 degrees Celsius and lows of 10 degrees Celsius, with an average of 6 days of rain during the month of April. In May, temperatures in Naples can reach high of 24 Celsius and low of 14 at night, with only 4 days of rain during the month of May.
No, that's good.
Yeah. So you can see that if you want to visit Pompeii and the Amalfi Coast, the end of April and the beginning of May are spectacular month to visit. Almost the perfect month.
Absolutely.
So let's move to our next topic about Italy in the springs, and we talk about...
Well, what should I bring on my next trip to Italy in the spring? Well, after considering the temperatures that we just talked about, let's see what you should pack for your trip to Italy in the spring. So first, you should bring warm clothes, especially for the evening. A jacket, or better, a rain jacket, is very important to have because, well, it might rain, right, in the spring. Also, we've said this a million times, bring comfortable walking shoes that are also good in the rain, just in case. In March and April, you probably won't need shorts, but in May, you're probably going to need them. Also, it's very unlikely that you're going to be going to the beach in the spring, so beachwear is probably not necessary unless your hotel has a covered pool or you're going to a spa. Also, if you want to know more about what to pack for Italy, check this video up here.
Moving on to our next topic, prices in the springs are very, very good.
They are, actually. It's one of the cheapest times to visit Italy.
Yeah. Prices for hotels and flights are not at the highest in the spring, especially between the beginning of March and the beginning of April. During this period, you can find a few deals for hotels and flight that you will not find in the peak of the summer.
When everybody is there.
Absolutely.
No.
There is some exception in Venice, but we'll talk about that later on.
Yeah.
Also, in the springs, you don't have to compete with a lot of tourists for hotels, making it easier to find a room available.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so our next topic about visiting Italy in the spring is cities are less crowded in March and April, usually up to Easter. This is considered the low season in Italy, and the amount of tourists in cities is way less than during the peak season. In fact, during these months, you'll have to deal mostly with locals and European tourists, while in May, tourism from North America and Asia starts to pick up. For this reason, visiting Italy in the spring gives you the opportunity to visit cities without them being overcrowded, and that's so important.
Absolutely.
Also, it is so much easier to find tables at restaurants and tickets for attractions. Speaking of attractions, even though there's less tourists in the spring in Italy, we still recommend you to book your skip-the-line tickets in advance. This is especially important for the most famous attractions. Those are like the Sistine Chapel, the Colosseum, the Doge Palace in Venice, or the Uffizi Gallery in Florence, in Pompeii and all of those. Because these attractions tend to get sold out even during the off-season, especially because during these periods, most places have shorter hours of operations.
Absolutely. Moving on to our next topic about visiting Italy in the spring, nature is beautiful in the spring.
Absolutely.
Nature is in full bloom in the springs, and if you are visiting some more rural area, you will see all the trees in full bloom. Also, in major cities, you will be able to see a lot of flowers in public parks and around some of the most major landmarks.
Absolutely.
You won't be able to see this in any other season in Italy. So keep this in mind when you try to book your trip to Italy.
For
Spring is very good for that.
For sure. And even in front of our house, we have an amazing, what is it called? A tilly tree,
Yes.
right? Smells amazing. Okay, so our next topic on visiting Italy in the spring is some special events only happen during the spring. So visiting Italy in the spring gives you the opportunity to participate in some really great events. One of the most important ones, especially in Venice, is Carnevale. Now, if you've never heard of Carnevale in Venice, you need to watch this video up here. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event that we strongly recommend you to visit.
Absolutely.
And by the way, that's why earlier we said that hotels in Venice in March can be pretty busy because everybody wants to go there for Carnevale.
Absolutely. For Easter, there are a lot of celebration all over Italy, with some very interesting procession, sometimes with elaborate ancient costumes that are totally worth seeing. So if you're planning on visiting Italy in the spring, Easter can be a very good time to go. Also in the spring, new wines are launched. So if you're thinking about going wine tasting in Tuscany or in Piedmont or anywhere else in Italy, the spring is an excellent time to go.
And anywhere in Italy is always a good place to have wine tasting.
By the way, we have left a few links in the description below for some great wine tasting tour that you can check it out.
Absolutely. Or you can just ask me about it.
Absolutely.
Or us.
Or us. Well, folks, this is all we have for today. We hope you enjoyed our video, and as usual, if you have any question, leave a comment below. We love to hear from you and answer your questions.
And again, if you happen to see us out and about here in Italy, please feel free to say hello.
Yes.
In the meantime, we will see you in our next video.
Ciao.